You have seen him represent Dorney Park for a few years now, but his job just got, we'll call it infinitely more complicated, because now he gets to represent both Cedar Fair and the entire Six Flags brand, which is merged together called Six Flags Entertainment, right? Am I correct on that? Six Flags Entertainment? Okay. So please welcome to stage Ryan Eldredge.
Yeah!
There's a new logo. Unlike the new logo for Six Flags Great Adventure, which is not the logo. Colin. Bring up a chair because I have an hour to kill. I don't hear the Hall & Oates music, Dave. That's a bummer. Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, making dreams come true. So, blessed to be with you all today, and I wanted to start by just thanking Mike and Janine for putting up with my chaos. That's just kind of my life the last few months, and in general, I like to live in chaos so much better. So you guys want to ask questions about King Ka, we're going to like blow you in. Just listen all the way to the chorus, right? No. But thank you for Nathan today, too, for putting up with me, so appreciate that. You can click through the next one because it's not firing for me. There I am. Happy and on Thunderhawk, which I did get a chance to operate for its 100th season, so that was really special. A first for me. Never had operated a roller coaster, and I got 2 days to do it. And she is fantastic. So Janine and Tom, shout out to Philly Toboggan. Had a great year. If you're kind of wondering, Mike had said that I have infinitely more responsibility, and as they say, with great power comes great anxiety, great responsibility. And as you can see, they say no man is an island, but here we are. So I am representing Dorney Park in Wildwater Kingdom, which many of you know, and I've been blessed to see so many of you over the years. And I said this last year, but I really feel this way. This feels like family. Like you come back and you see so many friendly faces, and when we're in the park, I get to see so many of you, and you guys just make it that much easier. That being said, please help me. I'm also taking over at Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey. So, like you, when I first heard that this was a thing and this was going to be happening, I had a couple weeks to kind of process everything, and I didn't know where I was going to end up or what was going to happen. But when they said that these two parks were going to be lumped together, I had a lot of thoughts go through my mind, which one does when you're from Pennsylvania and the park is in New Jersey. And so there's the logos. I meant to do that, but this is kind of like what I envisioned when I first thought, like Great Adventure and Dorney Park in my brain are like stepbrothers, you know? It's like, just always kind of seen them as like my competitor. So in my brain it all kind of like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen Step Brothers. Yeah. I kind of felt like Will Ferrell. And then they told me that I was going to have to be John C. Reilly as well. Which is really weird. Yep. But that's how between Six Flags and Cedar Fair, for sure. And here I am in the middle. So as I mentioned, you know, very different states, very unique in their own way, and certainly there's kind of like a bit of a rivalry, right? So I was trying to explore like what is a rivalry, and I know like predisposition not to like New Jersey, but I can't think of why, and so I started just, you know, do like a quick Google search, and yeah, Pennsylvanians, if they're taking TikTok, take New Jersey too. There's that, and then, you know, New Jersey actually like officially takes shots at Pennsylvania from their Twitter account. So it said, if Disneyland's the happiest place on earth, what's the saddest? They put a picture of Pennsylvania. So, like, you know, it was personal. So I couldn't figure out why. And then I started to go through some things and figure out what it's all about. So, yeah. So then in my brain, I'm like, okay, this is like this. It's beyond agreement. Just to fight with Step Brothers. But get some time to settle and think about it a little bit more, and you realize that there are a lot of similarities and there are a lot of synergies, and there are things that we can take advantage of. So this is like my drive, 2 days a week maybe, and you can see, but I mean, an hour and a half though, right? So you do have the opportunity, as someone who's from Pennsylvania and definitely folks from the Lehigh Valley, right, to explore great adventure now, and I think that ultimately is a good thing. And I thought there's a lot more similarities too, right? Like, turns out in my first couple times at Great Adventure, there's a lot of Eagles fans. So after the Birds' big win against the Packers, I was at work and I was wearing an Eagle because I can't help myself. And I got a lot of Go Birds that day. There's also a lot of Giants fans, but we won't talk about that. We all love diners, turns out. There's a lot of great diners around Great Adventure, and there's a lot of great diners. That's Capital Diner. So, yeah, Amanda and Quinn, that might be your spot. But we love diners. There's a lot of history, right? The Delaware and good old George, and we love cheesesteaks. Pork rolls too. And the parks, let's be honest, there are some similarities. There's some things that look a lot alike. I mean, Batman and Talon got some similar energy there. Medusa and Hydra, a lot of lazy rivers. There's some energy. I mean, we could debate it, but I'm trying to sell myself on that right in that moment. That's the what did we just become best friends, which we did. We're best friends, I'm best friends with myself. Because I'm doing both. So now we're happy. So I don't know if that explains it all to you, but in my brain I just felt like I wanted to walk you through that, and now we're able to sing Ave Maria together. And things are looking good.
Thanks for coming up.
I will say that this is really the first week where I have felt really integrated with the team at Great Adventure to a point where I was comfortable enough to come up here and talk about it. So that was great. When Mike and I talked about, I gotta feel like I gotta wait for Will Ferrell. We're gonna soak this in. Great Adventure is my drummer. Will Ferrell looks great. And what it means for me, and wrapping my brain around putting these two parks together. But what does it mean for you? Probably a question you've asked yourself. So funny you should ask. I can answer that. First of all, we're just going to talk about what you get with a Gold Pass for each park, right? So there's a Gold Pass for Dorney Park. We've talked about this a lot, and a lot of you are Gold Pass members, so credit to you, Gold Pass season holders. You get, it's not you, John, I'm sorry. John's back here somewhere. He's one of my McTavishes. Back there with more than that.
That's John.
What?
I'm Rick.
Oh, yes. So then we have unlimited parking. You get unlimited rides all year, access to all of our events, 10% discount on food and merchandise. Of course, Gold Pass gets you to haunt. So all those great benefits, turns out, same thing over at Great Adventure. So you get 3 parks for that Gold Pass at Great Adventure. See the discounts on it. Make sure I get this right. General parking, discounts. We're all learning together here on this one. So Safari's great, by the way. And the great thing is that, as I mentioned, what does it mean for you? If you get a Gold Pass with Dorney or with Great Adventure and you get the all-park passport on the top, you can get access to all of the great parks that are now in that inventory of parks for Six Flags. So if you want to go ride Rapterra this year, you got the opportunity to do that. You want to go check out Quantum Accelerator in New England? Nice. You get the opera. I didn't expect. I mean, where are the tomatoes at? We're not there yet. So what else does it mean for you? Because I thought that was great. There's Richard Zimmerman. There's 3 things I wanted to highlight there too. So one of the big things is that it's going to enhance our park offerings over time. It helps us have access to more intellectual property, right? So think Peanuts, think Warner Brothers. We're able to utilize those across multiple properties now. And it will help us accelerate investments in our parks. And specifically, we're going to talk a lot about Great Adventure and some of the potential for investment there. And then enhancing park offerings is going to give us access to events and allow us to do more things with synergies in information technology, point of sale, different things like that that maybe you don't really think about, but it does make your experience a little bit better. Well, I went forward. I guess I was going to explain what intellectual properties are. So as far as that is concerned, well, I guess this is more like enhancing the park experience. So those are all the things that you get at Dorney Park. And you'll see some of these things coming to life at Great Adventure too, whether it's like an upgraded dining experience, better access to fast lanes, some of those premium experiences that you've seen at Great Adventure or Dorney Park, like the cabanas, different things of that nature. Live entertainment, you're going to see that across all of the parks and all the properties, intellectual property. So as I mentioned, I already kind of jumped the gun on that a little bit, but Looney Tunes, Peanuts, Wonder Woman, right? So the DC universe. I talk a lot about, for me, this is how I have to tell myself, because I think this is a reality. For a lot of the parks, there's going to be short-term pain for long-term gain. Certainly a lot of you already know So I'm sure you follow Hollywood Studios right there. But there are some things happening that are difficult, and it's challenging for me as a friend of a lot of people across the parks. I've been blessed to be able to go and work with the folks at King's Dominion and Knott's and Carowin. So seeing all these things happen, it is a challenge. But I think there is a very bright light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of these parks, and certainly for Great Adventure. So that's the one thing I wanted to mention. When I talk about long-term gain, this is part of it. Just in 2025 alone, we do have some really exciting things planned across the company. I thought it was really important to touch on those. For those who maybe don't know, maybe you're not completely plugged in yet because we're not in the summer season, there are going to be a lot of great rides just across the East region alone, and also as we kind of float out into the Midwest. So I'm going to highlight those just really briefly. I don't want to go through all of them. Certainly they're not my projects. The Flash I'm going to talk a lot more about when we get down to Great Adventure. Rapterra is a fantastic ride. I'm sure a lot of you know about Alpine Fury. And I'm going to play a little video here that does some POVs and has some kind of like drone shots so you guys can kind of get a look at some of those engaging experiences that await for those of you who are bold enough to get the all-park passport, which I suggest, because I just think if you're one of those folks like me that's willing to travel 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, right, to Dollywood West, if you're one of those people like me that's willing to travel to go to these parks, this is really going to be a cool year for you. This is Rapterra, for those wondering. That's King's Dominion. And this one's also a B&M monster, fantastic manufacturer. Should have put Ave Maria over this, huh? Missed opportunity. More Hall & Oates. Thought about coming out to Meek Mill Dreams and Nightmares, but it seemed a little too close to home. Siren's Curse, Cedar Point. I've got 4 back to back here, just so you know. I got an hour. But I enjoy watching. He's gonna keep saying and this is a really dynamic ride, and I don't know if anybody has seen Tony Clark's social media pages, but he talked a lot about Cedar Point's ability to be able to tackle this kind of project, which was something that a lot of the parks in the portfolio just quite honestly couldn't do. So the fact that they got Siren's Curse is more of a testament to their maintenance and construction team than anything else at Cedar Point. They're incredible. And so they'll have this, and they'll also have Top Thrill 2 this year. So Cedar Point will be quite an experience and a great reason, once again, to get that all-park passport. This thing looks dynamic, by the way, really good. Alpine Fury. Canada's Wonderland, so if you have your passport and you want to trek up north, this is awesome right here. Big fan of this. Stop it, but I remember the one after this is Quantum Accelerator at Six Flags New England, which I've had the pleasure of working on a little bit from a marketing standpoint, so I'm going to let it play out. And I also think it's important because New England's a pretty easy trip. Got to do it a couple times. It's not bad. Go up there by Springfield, Mass, and it's a good opportunity to experience another park. They have a really very nice team of sweet people at Six Flags New England. I will just throw that out there. So this is Quantum Accelerator. It's a multi-launch, which actually I think is 2 launches, but we went with multi. Oh, multi is 2. Alright, you get the There's more. 2026. So this is the year we're really looking forward to, especially when we talk about Great Adventure. Really, some big things in store there. These are the approved talking points for 2026. I just grabbed them so that y'all can't say that I said anything else. Go right here and read it. A record-breaking launch coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. There you go. I said what I was supposed to say, but I'm really excited for it. I think there's really good energy around the park. I think people are really excited for 2026. I'd say they're excited for 2025. I can read the comments. Yeah, so a lot of great things coming to Six Flags in the years ahead, and certainly there's a great strategic plan for the next several years at Great Adventure and some of the other parks there, Carowinds for sure, and Kings Island also just lining up more and more capital, so it's really exciting. Really excited about 2026, as you can tell. All right, let's talk about Dorney Park and Wild Water Kingdom. This is right in my wheelhouse, so no discomfort at this point. I did want to talk about 2024 because you guys were such a special part of 2024, and I mean that sincerely. I don't think that we would have had anywhere near the amount of success that we did without Ace. So credit to you guys. And if my hands weren't full, I would applaud. As you all know, Iron Menace, fantastic ride. I don't really know if we need to watch this, but super proud of this whole shoot that we put together as a team. Just kind of a patchwork of creatives to get this done. But this was to simulate the original animation of the ride. So I worked with all of our operators and our maintenance team on the ground to try to synchronize all the rides so that it looked exactly like the drone animation.
That's awesome.
I think everybody wanted to kill me by the end of the night, but it was about a 4 to 5 hour endeavor to get this right and get everything exactly where we needed it to be. We had a fantastic drone operator, Bill, who's a friend of mine out of Philadelphia, and to get that done was incredible, and get it done at golden hour. Right? I was excited about that. And then I'm sure you all have seen the POV. We have the accompanying audio as you're exiting the station. The ride itself was fantastic, and it all just really worked out well. I don't think in my life I haven't been a part of too many projects where in your brain you saw one thing and at the end you felt like that was about exactly what I anticipated. And in this case, this is probably about as great as we could have hoped for in terms of overall execution from a marketing, from rides, operations, maintenance. Really great season by the team. And I don't know, how many people got to ride Iron Menace? Oh, I love it. Did we like it? That's good, yeah. Anybody gonna say they didn't like it for social media engagement? Great ride though. And as the season went on too, we just kept trying to add things to enhance the experience. So by the time we got to Haunt, there were a lot of different things, and you guys had Hallow Thriller there. We were able to add different things in fog and dynamics to the signage. Different facades. We worked with the National Museum of Industrial History out of Bethlehem to acquire some remnants from Bethlehem steel so we could incorporate that into the landscape as well. And that's something that we want to do as we continue to move forward to make the theming in that area even more dynamic. So as I've said before, I thought Iron Menace was great. And I'd say all that to say we're going into year 2 of this dynamic dive. And I'm really excited for what the future holds for the area in the steel yard, which is also a big part of that story. Just looking back on 2024, I mentioned that partnership with NMIH, which is part of the Smithsonian. We had a great local brewery partner too in Funk. We're working with them too on some dynamic brews for the upcoming season. We had a different brew for Halloween. Not sure if anybody got to try that out or not. And I know many of you met Jessica, but she was super grateful too for just the great season we had. We had a great media event. A lot of you were there. I thought that was a really epic experience. Mentioning awards, Highlighting World really put it to me. And I was debating it. I'm like really competitive. So when they told me like, hey, you got 4th, I was like, I don't care. I'm not putting it anywhere because, but then I was informed like it was a really big deal for Dorney Park for us to even get acknowledgement and to get these kinds of awards. The Philly in me wanted to be like, we didn't win. But we did get recognized 4th
for, I think it's Attraction of the Year by the 10 Best, and then we got New Theme Concept was third place. It just wasn't as good as Gravy, you know? But I think overall, that's also, once again, thank you to all of you, because I know so many of you I got a chance to talk to, and we're blown away by the effort of the team. We have a pretty small team, and a lot of people work 60, 70, 80-hour weeks in March and April. It feels like 20 years ago. That's how long and how much time we put into all these different things. And when you're in a smaller park, like I said, I operate rides. You help paint, you chip in where you can, and I think it all paid off, and it was a great ride. Where's Evie at? Shout out. There he is in the back corner. 1,000 rides on Iron Menace, and the news came out and talked to Evie. I said, what are you doing on Friday night? Because he said, well, were you like 30 away? He was like 30 rides away, and I said, I'm going to open it up early so you can get your 30 rides. I want the news here at 6 o'clock, and he did it, man. He looked a little dizzy when it was all said and done. And then that's a great shot. I love this shot of all of you getting to experience Iron Menace. And also, another storyline from 2024, Thunderhawk had its 100th anniversary, so we had a really great event there. Shout out PTC and the museum for kicking in and contributing to that event. We had a really great event with kind of like that little mock-up museum, and I don't know who that dork is. Elizabeth was there, so that was great. And overall, we got recognized by the state for operating that ride for 100 years. And I still have like a recognition thing that I have to give to Tom and Janine that they have a spot for that I haven't gotten down there to give it to them, but we will do that. We had a nano coaster contest. And as Mike said, more info to come on your event for this year, Clowning Around, but we want to tie some dynamic elements akin to what we did, probably not on the same scope, for Hydra, and then also for the water park. So that's why there's still some fluidity in those events, but really looking forward to celebrating those birthdays with you as well this year as we move forward. Right, there's more. I love the face she makes. We had a great year for charitable contributions, and I just thought I would mention that because you guys, once again, were a huge part of that. We were able to donate $50,000 to the Eagles Autism Foundation as a result of our Ride for a Cause. We had a couple other little initiatives throughout the park too that also raised an additional 14 grand, so we're really happy with that. Working with the Eagles to potentially do another Ride for a Cause this year. Of course, they're on a Super Bowl run, so communications have been sparse. But I think we have a meeting coming up in go Birds, coming up in late February, so looking forward to that. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a lot of you came to Winter Chill Out. Through that event, we were able to raise and donate more than $10,000. Really excited about that. There's a couple others on here. There's so many great initiatives, but Tickets for Kids was a great one too. We were able to donate about 1,000 tickets to different charities and causes in Philadelphia and New York for kids that don't have an opportunity to go to a theme park. And for me, that's really important, growing up with a single mother. Just, there's years where we didn't get a chance to go. And I think about how special that is for them, and we're creating new coaster enthusiasts, right, who may not have had that opportunity. So that was really exciting. All of you definitely play a big role in that. So just to highlight some of those numbers, I don't know, my numbers, I'm not a numbers guy, so I need your help next time. But I think I lost track at over 5,000 tickets and over 250K in charitable contributions. So a lot of that falls under my bucket as a chair on our Dorney Park Cares team. And we're going to grow that again this year. Just obviously got a lot on my plate right now, so we're a little slow to the game, but we're going to get it done. We got a great team. So, wait, thank you. Let's talk about 2025 at Dorney Park. Woo, I got through 2025. I'm not doing a recap for Great Adventure, okay? I wasn't there. Opening day for Wild Water Kingdom, and this was kind of like me going rogue here because we weren't supposed to announce anything for our calendars until February 12th, but I thought it was important as people start to plan. Opening day is May 9th, Wild Water Kingdom opening day is May 24th. There might be some changes to the calendar early to get season pass holders in there. We're still working through some of that. February 12th is up there, that's important. That's when our full operating calendar will come out, as well as our events lineup. But I'm gonna give you the events lineup today. So you guys are gonna get that in advance. You'll be the first to know. I do wanna, before we do that though, I wanna talk about Wild Water Kingdom because what a special year this is gonna be. I'm gonna move to this side. I feel like I've been staring at everybody over here. 40 years of Wild Water Kingdom, so it opened in 1985, which leads me to this gem that I dumped onto the internet this week. You can blast that one, Nathan. Yeah, we had an inland surfing competition in 1985, which the surfers hated it. Absolutely hated it. know if you see yourself in there. I already had some employees from Dorney reach out and say they saw themselves in this. I hope you're laying down to sleep tonight and this is in your brain. See you later. Oh, I'm falling off the tube. Here's some great images from 40 years ago when Wildwater Kingdom was being constructed, and I found a huge archive, courtesy of our guys in graphic services, of some really great photos, so I'm excited to utilize those. Boy, bathing suits in the 80s, folks. But yeah, really, really special to look back. I mean, to have people, I think we posted one and somebody's like, is that Hamilton Boulevard? What? I'm like, yes, it is Hamilton Boulevard. That being said, here you go. You guys get this before anybody else, so part of the reason I was a little reluctant to go out super hard on it is because it's an enhancement project, so yes, it's new. I'm gonna get into that a little bit, but I didn't want to like overpromise and underdeliver. So, and I also talked to Mike about it. I really felt it was important as a thank you to you guys to be the first ones to get this before we just threw it out to the masses. So I think we'll have a post tomorrow, so you guys have some time to kind of enjoy this information for yourselves. Feel free to take pictures, I don't care. You guys are part of our storytelling. Wait, just real quick. Alright, I killed like 10 seconds there. So, earlier in the year we shared on social media that we were taking down Lightning Falls. That process has already been completed. Lightning Falls is all the way down. The stair structure is still there in some capacity. We're going to utilize some of that existing structure as we look to do what's coming next. Cascade, you'll notice, is also still there. Cascade is going to stay in some capacity. It's essentially going to get rejuvenated for this season, and it's going to get repainted, new fiberglass, a lot of different changes, but the slide itself, the experience is going to stay. So like I said, I didn't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but this is a look at some of the conceptual art. This is the best thing that I could get my hands on from our maintenance team of Lightning Falls. So the layout is a little bit different, not super different, but a little bit different. It's probably going to be a faster experience based on the, obviously it's new. So what am I thinking of? The lifespan, yes. And have new paint. The slide itself too, if you look at the one on your right, is going to have some parts where it's transparent. So you're actually going to be able to see the ground and around you. I guess if you're not going too fast, you don't throw yourself down there fast enough. So that is kind of the basis of that. I think when we were envisioning it, we may have envisioned something a little grander, but we're still really excited about what we're going to get there. And it kind of pairs really well with some of the... Wait! I double hit. That's all right. You get it. There's more. We're also going to be renovating Trade Winds, which was a retail shop, into a new bar experience, frozen cocktail bar called 21 and Colder. It's not really an intellectual property, but this kind of idea exists across other Cedar Fair properties. So it's kind of like we're taking that into our park. We're going to expand that a little bit, show you what the inside's going to look like. So it's kind of sleek, new hardwood. This is all conceptual art. So they're starting that work now. So we're looking forward to that. Schooners is going to be bye-bye. I'm going to explain that a little bit more. So it's in that same space, and I have a kind of an overall map. Schooners is going to become Trade Winds, so there'll be a kind of a better shopping experience. And if you're like a retail aficionado, I think you can appreciate it'll be a lot more. There'll be better storage for our team, which I'm told is a big deal. I know that you guys really care about that. But also they'll have a lot of updated equipment, which will help make the sale a lot easier from the standpoint of our team, which is important to us too, is getting you in, getting you out, getting you what you need. Trade Winds is, if we only took the time that all the shops were open, it crushes everything else because the amount of people who need suntan lotion, forget a towel. So it's a really important retail location in our park, and we're excited that we're going to be able to completely renovate that. That's what the inside's going to look like. So kind of got that Wildwater Kingdom look, a lot of kind of water and sand tones. And then just looking overall, those are kind of the three areas. I will mention too, there's a lot of painting happening. Jumping Jack Splash was already done. Patriots Plunge has also gotten a fresh coat of paint, and they're going to do a couple more painting projects up there. So talk about paint. Certainly trying to bring the water park to life for its 40th has been a really important piece of this, and we're all really looking forward to some of those changes in the water park. So that's that project. You guys have to enjoy my hype videos. This is how I get myself excited to go to work. But now this is our entertainment for the year, and I'm going to get ready to go to our events lineup, so we really got some bass up in here. You guys awake? Nice. I edited that. Thank you. Proud of myself. So Summer Nights is going to be transitioning a little bit. So the experience is going to be the same, but we are going to utilize the Viva La Fiesta name moving forward. We feel like it connects back to that community that we want to bring into the park and that we want to show our support for. So in talking with Luis Salgado, who is off of Broadway, he's worked on Hamilton and some other what was I thinking of? Heights. Someone help me. I don't know. Thank you. Yes, that one. So he's worked on a couple really great Broadways. We brought him in last year to consult with this, and so he was really big on like how do we make the name more reflective of the actual event rather than just Summer Nights, which let's be honest is a pretty bland English name. So we were able to kind of pull from Six Flags and take that Viva La Fiesta name and make it our own. Kind of unlike Viva La Fiesta, though, which maybe you've experienced in Texas, ours is going to lean more into Caribbean and South American cultures because we feel as though, especially around Dorney Park, a lot of our employees and our team are of Dominican descent, Puerto Rican descent, and so we want to, Guatemalan, so we want to be able to like highlight them and make them feel seen, and that's really the goal of this event. Not to mention a lot of people who come in on the weekends are of that descent, and so we had really great success with this event. As a matter of fact, the company is using it for a model to roll out Viva La Fiesta at other parks, which if you've seen the events lineup, you'll probably see it pop up, not a great adventure, but across a couple of the other parks. So I just wanted to show some highlights. Really proud of our team too, first year execution, and I thought they did a great job. It just felt authentic too, like I wanted to learn Spanish being at this event because it's just so authentic, and I mean that honestly. To be around them and the energy that they have for this event was incredible. So we're really excited to bring back Viva La Fiesta for another year. One thing that we're going to add is a lot more original decor. So we wanted it to feel kind of like Havana, and we felt like we didn't quite get the mark. We kind of were late in developing a lot of that decor and lighting specifically. So we're going to try to kind of like get that right, and especially on that second stage, which is kind of a stage in front of Whitewater Landing. Who was at Summer Nights? Did anybody get to experience Summer Nights? I know you guys got to experience Summer Nights. Yeah, it's a good event. So that's coming back this year. Halloween Haunt will be back as well. It's my favorite. It's my baby. And with that, I wanted to mention for you folks that kind of had the involvement because of Hallow Thriller, Necropolis is going to get a significant overhaul this year, and that's why, talking with Mike, we felt it was really important that was your behind the scenes, and then that was your first of the night. So the entire layout is going to be retracked so that we can account for the long lines that it has. But you're basically going to go from what used to be the exit. I should have put a picture, but I didn't think about it until right now. But where the exit was will now be the entrance. The entrance will be the exit, and we're going to add in a lot of new elements. Think more fog, more lighting, more tombstones, because that's where our zombies live. And then Blood on the Bayou is also getting some renovations. The facade will be rebuilt, and we're going to transform some of the rooms in there as well. So we're really excited for those two. You guys are way ahead of the game on that. Returning events this year, as I mentioned, I am working on Winter Chill Out. Biggest challenge has actually been Ryan's availability. So sorry, Dorney Park team, but we are trying to nail it down for either the end of March or early April, which I understand is kind of spring, but we're just going to go with it because I don't want to submit another logo. Food Truck Food Drive will be in early April, so we partner with WFMZ on that, and I see a lot of you out there every year, so we really appreciate you bringing your canned and non-perishable items. It's really exciting. And like I said, we're working with the Eagles on Ride for a Cause, but somebody made the Super Bowl, and so things that we talked about around this time last year, we were in a little bit of a pause. Great thing is, though, we're not on a timeline with Iron Menace. So might see this happen in May, maybe April again. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's the first time I used it. Stay tuned. Star Spangled Nights will be 3 nights again. All fireworks. And Tricks and Treats will be back, which I really loved. You know, I think that was something we tried to be different. We wanted to have more of a Pennsylvania fall theme, and we felt like when we had Great Pumpkin Fest, it just didn't feel like fall. It was just around the wave pool and the slides, and it felt more like a fall Pennsylvania event, being in the dry park, being in Dorney Park. But we do want to work on some of the spacing issues because it got a little challenging, and we felt like we need to add more houses. So we're going to add more houses for the kiddos to trick-or-treat at this year and just try to make that an overall better experience. We'll probably hand out Takis again. I don't know why that happened. Don't know. Don't ask me. That was weird. But wait! There's more! There's more for Dorney Park. That's hilarious. It is Hydra's 20th anniversary, so we are going to celebrate that a little bit. Once again, found a great inventory of old photos, the steel laying there, the site before it was built. So we're working with our graphics team as well as our retail team to find some cool things. We're actually in the process of developing kind of like a 20th anniversary logo right now. Same thing with Wildwater Kingdom with a 40th. I definitely asked them to use the logo from like 1985 for Wildwater Kingdom. So in case you're wondering, we're working on that stuff. So people always want that slapped on a shirt. So hopefully we can get that done this year. And as I mentioned, Mike and I, part of the reason we talked about doing like your walk back tour at Hydra and doing ERT on Hydra was because I felt like it was important, and it does create synergy down the line that if we want to make it a bigger event, maybe not quite Thunderhawk, right? But if we want to add some more layers into it and get more support from the operations team, this is the way to do it. So just keep that on your radar. Yes, Taylor. Ready for you to lose in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Why do I have Talon on the screen? I cannot imagine why. This group's gonna like this one. I probably buried the lead. Maybe not. All right, Taylor. Air gates at Talon. So there you go. Someone said about time, but I was excited. So I felt like that was like a good reveal for that. We're gonna get air gates on Talon. We did that on Steel Force recently, and so that's a big deal for our operators because you wouldn't believe how many times those things get shoved so hard and it breaks and causes an issue. And so I'm excited for the air gates. It'll be wonky the first 2 weeks, and then I think it'll be great for the ride. So Talon. Finally! I feel like that's you guys because you know it's coming when I wrap up my Dorney Park segment. Let's play some sweet jams. This one's like I get 5 minutes out.
It's time for Brian to turn the page to Great Adventure.
It's like my halftime. You guys ever seen that Popeyes worker? Shout out GreatAdventureHistory.com. They have really, really great archives. My kids thought that the beginning of this video was really creepy, by the way. Clowns and wanted to share that. All right, you get the point. Oh, no you don't. Hold on. We'll make it modern. Do it again, but make it modern, Ryan. That's it. Good news about El Toro coming.
Oh.
You get it. Talk about 2025 at Great Adventure, which will be a great adventure for Ryan. Opening day is March 29th. That is opening day for the Wild Safari and for Great Adventure, so you'll be able to get your rides in on that day. And the target right now, and everything looks good, that Flash Vertical Velocity will also be ready that day. So, and El Toro. Saw some Reddit threads. That is not right. I don't know where people get their information. Savannah Sunset Resort and Spa will open on April 12th, which certainly is a luxurious experience, but you don't have to go to Africa. So, you know, there's that. Save some money. May 17th is when Hurricane Harbor will open this year. Really excited for that. It's actually the 25th anniversary of Hurricane Harbor. Someone check me on that if that's not right, but I believe that's the case. And here we go. Cut it there. You know why? Does anybody know why I had to cut the video?
Opening 2024.
Right. So we're really excited for Flash Vertical Velocity this year, and this was the topic. So that's happened prior to me stepping foot on property, but I still thought that was a really cool moment when I was going through kind of their database of what they had gathered and what they hadn't gathered. So we're really excited for the ride. It looks beautiful, by the way. 4 inversions, not 2. I mean, technically 2, but 4. Minimum height is 48 inches, so that's a lot like Iron Menace. Which is great. Top speed's about 60 miles an hour. It is the first super boomerang in North America, so we're really excited about that. Max height is 172 feet. Got about 24 riders on your train capacity, so we're really excited about it. It's a beautiful ride. It looks great. They've been testing. I'm actually just like really anxious to get folks on the ride and film it and start getting out those assets and changing from animation to reality, which is something I really enjoy. And we're hoping to be able to do that as we get into March, which, believe it or not, is just 1 month away. There is more Great Adventure. Don't know if you'll be as excited about it, but I am. They are working right now on replacing portions of the El Toro track. So this year, this is part of a standard maintenance that we do. So we will replace 19 to 21 pieces of track every year, and that's nothing new. But the one thing that I thought was cool is that we, starting next year, will be working with Intamin to replace over 80 pieces in 3 phases. So it's about 240 pieces or so, and so we're really excited for that. Don't know if it'll hit that total number, but that should definitely enhance the ride experience. And for those that have been wondering, El Toro's here to stay. It's a big part of the park, and it's a big part of our story. Our maintenance team takes great pride in it. And they're working really hard in the shop right now. Actually, just like they sandwich boards together. I don't know. It's an incredible process. I wish I understood maintenance a little bit better. They're showing me, and I'm like, okay, how do I tell a story? But it's really exciting for El Toro. As far as some upgrades in the park, Yum Yum and Granny's Country Kitchen are getting an overhaul. They will be cruise style, which if folks know Iron Mill Grill and Bar at Dorney Park, literally taking a page right out of that book. So some people call it cafeteria style, we call it crew serve. It's just gonna make it so you can have food that's elevated, you can get it quicker and get on your way. And so that's the goal with Yum Yum and Granny's Country Kitchen. So we're working through that right now. These pictures were taken about 2 weeks ago by yours truly. And the folks inside were great. Construction workers were awesome. And so I'm really excited about the progress they've made so far. Sweet Spot from Dorney Park. Kind of, if you think of it as an intellectual property, which I do, because I thought it was great, we're going to take that over into Great Adventure as well. So Roller Coaster Candy is going to become, or Coaster Candy is going to become Sweet Spot, just like Dorney Park, which means you're going to have your handmade fudge and all those varieties of different candies, which I think is great. A lot of the freeze-dried stuff from Aubrey, who we worked with this past season, you're going to get a lot of that. That Sweet Spot is at Dorney, but that was the best picture I had. So. As for Great Adventure, moving forward again, we're going to have a new executive chef. His name is Jeremy. Met with him for the first time this week. Really excited about what he's able to do. He had me try about 7 different pizzas this week as we test some things out for the upcoming season. So yeah, it was a lot of pizza, more than I'm used to. The Sugar Shack is going to get a remodel. Some of this is, I should have put I know Holiday World put a like, hey, you know, this could change. But this is conceptual art. So certainly this could change, but we're looking to renovate and remodel those, and we're going to get multiple Coca-Cola refresh stations throughout the park. And, you know, I think somebody said, I wish I could get an icy on Facebook the other day. And I said, well, Turns out you'll be able to do that this year. I was talking with Brian Bachicha, who is the park president. He wanted me to mention some things to you, so I stole these directly from his deck. We had a lot of projects last year, as many people know, that we started and didn't quite get done in time, or they got done later in the season. So what we're excited about is to kind of bring those to life for the 2025 season so that you can fully experience and appreciate those this year before we get to even more exciting and new things in 2026. So the giant wheel, if you didn't know, has a full lighting package now, which is beautiful. It's really great. They can sync it up to music. We can do all kinds of different things with it. That's just really cool. And overall, it's just been renovated. Everything looks great on the ride. Sawmill log flume, same thing. You can see some of the befores and afters there. It is stunning in person. It looks great down there by El Toro. And we're really excited for this season for that as well. Dream Street Pathway has also been renovated. They're actually working to spread out the bricks because they were all kind of like glommed up at the front. And so they're working to move them. Actually, if you feel like your brick's not there and you go to look for it, just reach out and we'll make sure that gets done. Turns out there was one brick that, I don't know if it didn't get put back, but we're working on that. So, you know, we're really excited that this is upgraded. It looks a lot better. And now you can't drive on it because we don't want to tear it up. So it changes the dynamics of how we get around the park. But Dream Street Pathway also changed Main Street Market. Another thing that's been upgraded, I mean, really, I've been impressed with some of the work that, I mean, granted, you know, we missed some timelines, but I've been really excited about the work that they've done at Great Adventure to renovate some of the existing spaces. They worked really hard on it, and they deserve a lot of credit. Adventure World, same thing with some of the befores and afters. You can see it's more modernized. Things look better, the processes are better, POS is better, point of sale is better. General improvements to the front entrance of the park. Brian is like really big on this, and he was really excited. And it actually makes it a lot easier to get into the park, and the experience is a lot better. The front entrance gates are better. The ticket admissions booths are better. Overall, just a better looking, easier experience as a guest. Splash Island will be ready to go in 2025. Had some hiccups last year, and I'm sure if some of you got there late in the season, you got to experience it if you have little kiddos, but we'll be ready for this year. Wild Safari, we're going to make some changes to base camp, adding some exhibits for some owls, and kind of expanding that a little bit further out so that more people have more experiences. It gets a little packed in there on a busy day. I'm sure if folks have been there before, you know. So we're going to give people some more space to retreat and kind of relax as they're waiting to begin their off-road adventure. And then Savannah Sunset is great. Found this sweet music in our portfolio. Oh, it's pretty awesome. I will just say too that this group in particular is really passionate about what they do, and they're really passionate about this experience. And I know it's pricey, totally understand that, but it is definitely like worth what you pay. They go all out to make sure that you get an absolute VIP experience. And we have the ability this year, like we were working out of a food truck for food service last year. And so this year we will be able to do dining there, full service, and our chefs are, so we're really excited about that. It's going to be better overall this year. And there'll also be a way to get a truck into the park from Savannah Sunset. And so we're always looking at how we can make this a little bit of a better experience, which is pretty great. I feel like I should have brought water up here. All right, I like that tune, but Savannah Sunset Resort and Spa. So throughout the year too, once again, another one of those projects that was started and just did not get done in time, and so struggling through it throughout the year. Finally, by the end of the year, everything was done and it looked great. There is a phase 2 in the works to expand it and to add more offerings, especially for like larger families or larger groups, because right now it's, you know, it's pretty insulated. You can't get a very large group, and some people like to vacation together, whether it's 2 families or you're bringing your grandparents or cousins. So we want to expand that experience for folks and make that a little bit better. But I mean, you get close encounters with the animals. The team there is fantastic. Liz and her. Thank you, Vicky. Full serve. That's what they do at Savannah Sunset. They just pull the water from the bison and have me drink it. Joke's on me, I guess. This is our events lineup, which we did announce already for Great Adventure, so this is nothing new, unlike Dorney. But we have Kids Boo Fest this year, Star Spangled Night, Spring Break Days, Summerbration, Fright Fest, presented by Snickers. Oktoberfest, and I get used to this IP stuff, and Holiday in the Park. So we're excited for all those. There's a couple other great events too that are one-day events and different things of that nature we're working on. I will tell you, I've also had really good, fruitful discussions with the team about bringing an ACE event to Great Adventure, working specifically with Matt and Lauren out of New Jersey to get something back. I don't know if it'll be on the scale of Riding of the Bull, I believe it was called, but we're working through that. I want to get ACE back into that park and get some community energy in there again. So yeah. So that's a big thing. And also just working with them on their charitable giving and making sure we're more connected with the community. So whether for them in the future, probably not going to be this year, we're just kind of up against it, but if it's a ride for a cause or winter chill out, we want to try to do that there at Great Adventure as well. And I've mentioned this, but any chance there is to get you folks as extras on a roller coaster and work with Mike and Janine, we're going to do that kind of stuff there too, because it's not the furthest drive. Probably work with Matt and Lauren and see what the synergies are. But we're really excited about, like I said, only an hour and a half drive away if you're from Dorney, and it might be a little longer depending on where you are, but there's certainly potential there. Can't talk a whole lot about this yet. I have to stick to the talking points. But 2026, I have told people this, but I didn't think I was going to say it, but I will say this, that I would not have taken this job if I wasn't excited about the long-term future of Great Adventure. Believe me, stepping into this and stepping into kind of the end of 2024, we'll just call it that, definitely put me in a state. But kind of coming into it in early January, like I have, has kind of really been my first few weeks. I think 2025 for a lot of us is a year of transformation, and like any good bird, sometimes we've got to shed our feathers or molt or whatever it is, and help us fly. So we're looking forward to it. I think 2026 is a really exciting year, 2027 as well. So this is what we're planning at Great Adventure, and we're hoping to announce it sometime in July or August. So we'll have more information. We're kind of working through some stuff right now. It's going to be a world record-breaking launch roller. I'm going to read this verbatim, so I don't say anything I'm not supposed to. Launch roller coaster that will push the limits of design and thrill, making Six Flags Great Adventure the ultimate destination for coaster fans. So, yeah, I have this King to Kyle road wheel with me too, and I know that's a sensitive topic, and certainly I think folks who know me know that is not how I would have done most of that, and it's not exactly how I wanted it to go down, but we have great plans for that space. And so for me, that's what keeps me energized. And I know that with the safety and maintenance teams that we have at Cedar Fair and at Dorney Park that have already been helping out at Great Adventure, we've got like some really good synergy here. And I think we have a bright future at Great Adventure. So I say all that to say, thank you so much for your support of me, personally, as I kind of go through this transition. Because this is a lot for me. It's a lot of stress. It's been really challenging, I'm not going to lie. A lot of sleepless nights trying to get into this, and then driving to New Jersey and learning the team while still trying to hold things at Dorney. I'm involved a lot, do a lot with our charitable giving, our community outreach, as well as our public relations and social media and all that stuff. And I don't know if folks know Marshall Stapp, but Marshall's going to come alongside me and kind of take over the social media channels for me, which will be a relief. He should start at some point this week. So Marshall and I know we want to thank you guys for your support. It means a lot to me. And I know Jessica at Dorney, it means a lot to her as well. She loves seeing you guys. And I know Brian is also on board with me at Great Adventure with making sure that we help you guys connect with the park. So thank you for that. Before I do anything else though, I brought an extra wheel. And I wanted to give this to Mike and Janine because I think they work so hard throughout the year to get stuff done. And we have had a lot of success growing this in the past years. And I know this isn't from Dorney, but I have a feeling that this is going to be special at some point. But this is from King to Ka, and I wanted Mike to have that one. So,
thank you.
Welcome.
It's one piece. I'm slowly rebuilding King to Ka.
Good luck.
Gotta start somewhere, right?
We gotta start somewhere. But yeah, and thank you. And I know as we kind of get into Great Adventure, I don't expect the support, honestly, but I'll appreciate it where it comes. So. Thank you again. I have about 4 minutes, so I'll take questions. As you know, if it's probably about King to Ka or ride removals, I have 2 hands tied behind my back, and there's probably not a whole lot I can say. But if you want to ask it, just so you have the peace of mind, I'm here for you. I really am. We can hug it out later. Well, yes, sir.
Yes, with the merger of the two companies, what's the status of Grand Carnival, which is an incredible event?
Yeah, so, well, we had some logistical challenges with Grand Carnival at Dorney Park, and I think for our operations team and for our safety team, there were some things, especially with the parade, that were creating some significant challenges. And on top of that, just to be honest with you, from a business sense, it wasn't drawing people in, which I know is hard to hear because people really loved it. But we were just not pulling people in for that event. We just weren't. Our numbers were flat year over year from when we had it and when we didn't, which is surprising because it was a great event and I really loved it. But those two things kind of working together over time just make it difficult. Will they still do it at other properties with Cedar Fair? I'm not really sure, as I have not been a part of those conversations. But I agree with you, it was a great event. But when we looked at it too, we wanted to take all the feedback that existed about why Grand Carnival, there were some things too, Grand Carnival culturally was pulling from a lot of cultures without a lot of informed knowledge or background, which to me always was really flat. You know, it's like, I hate saying it this way, it was true, but it's just, why is this white guy, in my case, trying to inform our decisions on like German culture that I don't know anything about, or Spain, and we just found that it never really connected in a way that was emotional or deep or meaningful or impactful. And so I think that was the thing that we really wanted to try to do with Viva La Fiesta. And we had the staff to do it. Like we have the team to execute at that level that understands the culture. And so hopefully, over time, we can grow that event and we can kind of get it to the point where maybe Grand Carnival was. I think that's the goal, or just have it be its own thing and be special, because I thought it really was special this year. Like it felt like a really genuine energy. I know Marlena back there in the orange shirt, you can raise your hand. She's a big part of it, and we really enjoyed the authentic music with Manteca Blue coming in from New York City, and they're all like authentic from South America and Central America, and so that was really special. So we're hoping that we can continue to grow that event. I guess that's my long answer. It just wasn't working for Dorney. Just surprising.
Do you think you're going to have longer hours next season?
At Great Adventure or at Dorney Park?
Particularly Great Adventure, I just noticed you guys been closing earlier than you think.
Yeah, so as far as experiences like hours and calendars, I think best case scenario this year is you're going to see things stay flat. I'm going to be honest with you. And I think there's going to be a lot of internal haggling to keep it flat. So if that answers your question, like there's a lot of things that we're trying to work through right now. A lot of different people with different ideas, and there's different metrics and different things we're trying to do. So I'm really hoping that we can stay as close to flat as humanly possible, to be honest.
Do you know if and when there will be a media day for the flash ride?
Yeah, so there will be one. And tentatively, we're looking at kind of that week of open. But there's a lot of players and pieces we're working through. We've got a couple pretty important meetings this week. But I would anticipate right around that March 29th window, we'll have some information out for those that apply or are already, working with the parks. And I'm kind of marrying my Dorney Park list with my Great Adventure list. So like, you're cool with Dorney, then like, you're cool with Great Adventure now too. So we'll work through that. But I'm anticipating the end of March. By self-serve, do you mean like you just walk up and... We're working with Coke on a couple different things. I guess self-serve is kind of subjective. The Coke refresh station that we put at the front, we're working to kind of emulate that toward the bottom as well. So is that self-serve? I guess that's debatable. But yeah, there's going to be more, same thing with Great Adventure too. There's going to be more options to get refreshed as you get through the park. So what that looks like in your expectations, I can't necessarily speak for, but there will be more opportunities to get Coca-Cola products and water throughout the park. We're also trying to get some hot spots for coffee at Dorney, but that's something that we're trying to work through right now. Final question. Perfect.
Are you still going to be involved in all of the ACE events on both parks, or is you scheduled to?
Well, I am going to make every effort to try to be. I will be involved. So I'm the original point of contact. So she asked if I'm going to be involved in ACE events and charitable events. So my goal is to yes, because I like to try to kill myself. but I think I'll be the original point of contact, and then it's really going to be a question about like, can I be there day of? So I've been able to pull in some folks from Ali Geddes' operations at Great Adventure and Dan Lebo's operations at Dorney Park, and I'm kind of pulling them in to be like my right and left arm. So when it comes to executional elements of the event, I don't have to be as intimately involved. So hopefully I can just be the connection point, and we can still make it a great event, whether I'm there the whole time or pieces of the time or whatever it ends up looking like. It's gonna be a challenge. All right. Thank you all for thanks for not asking questions about you know who. I appreciate it. I'll be around. Thank you.